Good morning and welcome to the penultimate day of the IBSA Blind Football European Championships 2017 here in Berlin. We start with a 9th place playoff game between Romania and Georgia. Not like all sports, developing nations need to be competing at the upper levels of all competition. Here, Romania and Georgia, it's been more about learning than anything else, and they'll be very proud to have taken part with some of the big boys in the world of blind football. My name's Alan Mart, alongside me, our match commentator Peter Selby, and we are looking forward to this 9th place game. Pete, it's not about who comes last and 9th here. These two have learned an awful lot about blind football over the last 6 or 7 days.
They have. They both qualified in a qualification tournament in Romania, actually, back in April, and it's their first appearance in a major competition. They'll learn how to play 4 group stage games in possibly 4 days, and yeah, it's to get a bit of bragging rights over the other country, because they'll probably face each other off again in qualification for future tournaments. It's about building experience, and the Romanians, when they got here, and their coach, they were saying that they're here to enjoy themselves and to make friends, and then to obviously enjoy being part of the competition and look forward to hopefully being in others in the future. In Georgia, they found it tough because of the lack of players. They've had 5 players in their squad for most of the games. They've had suspensions, they've had injuries, and I think for them it's just getting over this game and then maybe regrouping back in Georgia.
Yeah, it's interesting, the two contrasts. Romania had quite a lot of discipline, couldn't score goals. Lots of skill for Georgia, very ill-disciplined at times. So let's take a look at the results so far. Romania, the only one of the two to pick up a point as they went along from Group A. 6-0, 4-0. Got a goal against Germany, which surprised the home crowd on that night. And then that 0-0 against France, earning them a point. And they celebrated, bearing in mind, they celebrated a point against a team that reached the semi-finals of this competition eventually. As for Georgia, managed to get a couple of goals against Turkey, very surprising there. Also got one against Russia as well. As we said, they showed plenty of flair at times. Their discipline needs working on. Let's take a look at the group standings as they finished. And we'll see that, well, the groups with England finishing top of their group didn't do them any good yesterday. If you didn't watch yesterday, the agony for England as they conceded an own goal late on. Here's the group that Georgia were in: Belgium, Turkey, Spain and Russia. 3 big boys in the world of blind football in that group. Was always going to be difficult for Georgia. Let's take a look at Group A. That's where Romania were. Equally just as tricky to navigate through there: Italy, Germany, France and England. Okay. So, we've got a bit of a competition for you. You might notice that we've also got the trophies for this tournament up on our plinth. What they're playing for today is actually a participation medal. Peter Selby has one of those in the studio with us right this second. And on the back is the braille of what is on the front. So those will be handed out, not to Pete, but to the players a bit later on. Now we need your help. We've got a goal of the tournament competition and we want you to pick the winner. But firstly, let's take a look at those goals.
Italians have certainly done a good deal of training coming into this one. Last year they had the Four Nations Championships, which they finished second in. And right now they're leading on day one of these European Championships. Fangman, oh, he scored a wonderful goal. Took the ball on halfway, just wriggled his way towards the right side of the area and unleashed a right-footed firecracker into the roof of Mark Alamachia's net. Celebrations absolutely fantastic with the rest of his teammates, but what a strike from the edge of the D. The Italians there couldn't stop him. Up towards the Turkish stopper, up towards the other end of the field it goes. A slight hesitation from the Belgian defence, and a third goal for Turkey in the process as Hasan Satay gets two quick-fire goals for the reigning European champions, who are certainly beginning to show exactly what they are made of now. A beautiful bit of control from Hasan Satay, managed to hold off David Dortu before turning on the outside onto his right foot on the angle and slammed one into the top right corner of Willian Sechi's net. It is Turkey 3, Belgium 0. Exquisite control, and how about that for an accurate finish? Goal. Good tackle coming from Pedersen, who bursts now over the halfway line. The German defenders beginning to retreat. Pedersen going alone here, shot with the right foot. What a goal from Jerome Pedersen, who doubled France's lead right at the end of the first half. Germany at one end missing a penalty, and Jerome Pedersen bursts over the halfway line on the counter-attack to rub salt further into the German wounds. A wonderful goal from him on the right side of the area. A low shot, past Leitch and into the net.
Position number 6, Martin Baron, now brought out by the tall Dan English down the right-hand side. Over the halfway, dribbles inside, past the broken line, edge of the D, into the back of the net. What a start for England, and what a start for Dan English. A cracking goal that started in his own half. He went over the halfway line, right-hand side, drifted into a central position and then let fly from all of 10 metres. Goalkeeper with no chance, past his right-hand side in a blink of an eye. With his right foot, Dan English opens the scoring in style. It's England 1, France 0.
Just the start that John Pugh would have wanted from his England players. A tremendous finish.
Showing off his control down the right. Right-footed shot into the back of the net. What a goal for Spain. And their number 10 and captain, Youssef Al-Hadawi. A right-footed thunderbolt from the right-hand side of the attacking third. It's only taken just over a minute for Spain to go 1-up in his vital Group B clash here in Berlin at the IBSA Blind Football European Championships. 1-0 Spain.
Riviere now with possession on the left-hand side, just trying to turn back and face the goal edge of the attacking zone. Oh no, what a shot from distance from Gael Riviere out of absolutely nothing. Gives France the lead after 5.5 minutes in this crucial game for the French team. A wonderful strike with the right foot. The goalkeeper for Italy did not move a muscle, coming out of absolutely nowhere. And a super goal for Gael Riviere.
Now inside the centre circle, starts a major dribble down the left. He's beaten 2 players already, straight towards the edge of the D. Real chance here for Baron. Shoots into the back of the net and scores. Baron's equalised for France. Amazing dribble into the knee from the halfway line. And this time Baron's got his shooting boots on. He finds the back of the net. It's the equaliser at the end of the first half of the second semi-final. It's Russia 1, France 1.
Colossal goal for France, who managed to gain parity right at the end.
So there you go, a selection of fabulous goals in this competition. It was actually difficult to break them down to just 8. It's very easy. We want you people at home to vote for your goal of the tournament. You can do that via Twitter. You need to use the hashtag and then give us the number of your goal. You can also go to the website as well. But goal of the tournament, use the hashtag on Twitter, The Sound of Football. and then goal, whichever number. Or you can go to www.euro2017.berlin and you can vote on the website page there. Is it Fangman, Satai, Alamar, Penison, English, El Hadoui, Rivière or Baron? 3 goals from France in that game, and 1 game involving them as well for Dan English. So a French team involved 4 times in that competition. So nice and simple. Use the hashtag #TheSoundOfFootball on Twitter. That hashtag plus the number of your goal, 1 to 8. Which one has been your favourite of the tournament? Voting will not close until half time of the final tomorrow. So you can vote all day today, all day tomorrow until half time of that tournament, either via Twitter or via the website as well. Now, Pete, let's go back to this game here. Who's the stronger here? Who do we feel like is developing a little bit quicker? Is Georgia going to take this with their flair, or Romania, who stood, you know, they've stood very firm in front of some good opposition during this tournament? Are they going to wedge this?
I would have said before the tournament I would have fancied Romania, but with Georgia, I think the one thing with Georgia, they've got Bashashvili, who is a really good player, top player. He can score goals, he has done in this tournament. He might be the key, he might be the difference between the 2 teams. And for me, if Georgia just keep their discipline, keep a full team on the field, don't suffer any injuries, I think Georgia can win this.
Okay, let's take a look at what's coming up later on today, shall we? So, England, Spain yesterday, France, Russia yesterday, Romania, Georgia now, Belgium taking on Italy in our next game. But this one is all about Georgia and Romania. And handing back over to our commentator, he's hot-footed it across the room, Peter Selby.
Thank you very much, Alan, and welcome to Berlin for this 9th place playoff game between Romania and Georgia. Clouds have just come over the stadium at the moment, but it's a pleasantly warm day, a light breeze, perfect conditions for blind football, and we have a very interesting game here between Romania and Georgia. I mentioned just a minute ago to Alan, I do fancy Georgia can win this. They've got Georgi Bashashvili in the side. He could be the difference between the 2. But the one problem that they have is trying to keep all their players on the field. Kovačis and Botez will be the mainstays of the Romanian attack. Botez plays his football here in Germany for Marburg. Now we fall silent for the 2 anthems.
starting 5 bij de teams. We beginnen met Roemenië. Team nummer 1, Vlad Tova.
So the two anthems ring out around the stadium, and here's the two teams, Romania versus Georgia, for 9th place in the IBSA Blind Football European Championships. For Romania, Adriani Botez and Florian Kavakis are in the starting lineup. The mainstay of defence, Alexandra Koku, remains in place. Nistor, the captain, only makes the bench. And for Georgia, it'll be the Sarvali, Marglashvili and Bashlashvili are in the starting lineup. They have one substitute as well, something that's not happened in 2 of their group stage matches. Ikrali in goal, and also Shaklashvili, number 11, again in the starting lineup. These are the 4 officials. Stognicki of Poland and Karuba of Italy. They will be the 2 referees on the field. And then there's 2 more who will sit on the sidelines and dish out the team fouls and personal fouls, and maybe award 8-metre penalties. Two teams cross over and shake hands. So Romania and Georgia, they both qualified in April for this championships, and truth to be told, they would have been the favourites to be in this 9th place playoff game against each other. But with Bashlashvili, number 6, he's the real star man of the Georgian side. He could be the difference between the 2. And I won't be surprised if Georgia do beat Romania. And I'll be, again, end this tournament on a high. And as the referees shake hands, and then we'll go live into the centre circle for the coin toss. And we can hear the coin toss right now. The captain for Romania is Nistor, and Shaklashvili for Georgia.
And we have, sorry, which side? Change,
yeah.
Okay. Good luck. Look out for your health, please.
Hai, băieți, atenți.
Haideți, schimbăm, băieții!
Hai, schimbăm! Hai la mine, hai la mine! Hai să mergem la Sorin!
So Romania won the toss, and they're going to swap ends. So Romania, all in yellow, will be shooting from left to right from my commentary position, high up in the main stand, and it will be Georgia who will take the kick-off, all in white, shooting from right to left. Referee is just making sure the goals are in the right place, and they'll also shake hands with the benches as well before we get this 9th placed playoff match underway. There will be a 7th place playoff game after this, followed by the 5th place playoff game later on today between Germany and Turkey. And what a game that promises to be, with the winners going through to the World Cup next year. Plenty riding on that. So the first of the playoff matches just about to get underway. A number of supporters inside the stadium on this lovely day, ready for the first, and I'd imagine it'll be a full house later on for that big game between Germany and Turkey. So to take the kickoff, it will be Bashlashvili and also Shaklashvili, the 2 mainstays of the Georgian attack. Botaz and Kavakis, they're waiting to try and stop the first attack. Now, Bashlashvili, number 6, he does have a record of scoring from kickoff. He will get the ball and just run directly towards goal. He has scored a goal in this tournament using that tactic. Marglashvili has the ball inside the centre circle, plays it over to the right-hand side for Basilashvili, and he can't keep it from getting out of play. And it will be a first goal kick for Romania. Onto the edge of the D, Basilashvili, first real attack for Georgia, gets stopped by Koku, and he will be the centre half for Romania, and he's the anchor of their side as they bring it up to halfway. It's with Marglashvili on the halfway line, plays it down the left for Basilashvili, who's approaching the D, central position, goes past Koku, who then sticks out a right leg, good tackle, goes to ground, the big number 3, and it's brought out by Kovakis. Kovakis tackled by Basilashvili, a wild swing and a miss of the ball, and that's really Basilashvili down to a T. All action, but occasionally very rash, and that's how he gets himself in a lot of bother. He's actually failed to finish a match so far in these championships. It's with Georgia outside of the broken line. Now a run on goal and a shot hits the inside of the post and comes back off the uprights. Cracking shot there by Marglashvili from around about 10 yards out. Basilashvili scuffs his effort wide, but a pot shot from distance hits the inside of the left upright and bounces out to safety. Could have easily hit the back of the goalkeeper and then found its way into the back of the net. But from this replay, from a central position, it's the inside of the post and then just goes away from the keeper. Danger moment there for Romania, and Georgia will be buoyed by that first real attack. Marglashvili again from distance, straight at the goalkeeper this time, comes back out to Marglashvili, who at the moment is running the show. He's on the edge of the broken line, central position again, but across comes this time Anton for Romania. Out with Bottas down the right hand side. Bottas stopped by Marglashvili, who brings it out for Georgia in the centre circle. Good run by the number 11 Shaklashvili, up to the broken line, stops, and Romania come again over the halfway line. Kovakis straight downfield, good tackling back by Basilashvili. Basilashvili gets goal side, and Georgia at the moment just struggling to clear it out of their D, and they concede the first corner of the game, and it's to Romania. And we've had 2 minutes and 37 seconds of entertaining blind football, with Georgia hitting the inside of the post early on from that shot by Marglashvili. Corner to Romania from the left, and it's Bottas. Goes back to the broken line, lovely back heel. Shot is poor though, and that runs wide, and it will be a goal kick to Georgia. Roll out by the Georgian goalkeeper, and that's Ilkali Mandaria. Picks up Marglashvili in the centre circle, goes to the ground, nothing given by the referees. Marglashvili gets to his feet, still got possession for the all-in-white Georgians, shooting from right to left, and he's already hit the inside of the post if you just join his coverage. Basilashvili stops it from going out of play. Good play by the number 6 for Georgia on the left side of the D, fighting back once again. He's got ball side compared to Koku, who has to just knock the ball downfield. Finds Kovakis. Now Kovakis is running towards the Georgian D, past the second man. He's in on goal here. Kovakis can't get a good shot on goal. It just squirms away for the right hand side, and it will be a Georgian restart. Roll out to the right, and Basilashvili, you can see the action on your screen, the replay of Kovakis' shot. He was clean on goal, and the ball just ran away from him, and when he got contact, it was too far in front, and it runs out to the right. Taking your chances, really, that is the difference in blind football. Basilashvili again goes past the midfield with ease. Across comes Kuku. Basilashvili runs straight into him. Still got possession of the ball. Nice turn on the right. No clear route to goal as yet. Pushes it past Koku, and again, he can't get by him. Goes to ground, trying to almost buy there a free kick, but the referee is non-perplexed about that, and waves play on. Kovakis, lovely turn on the left, into the D. Kutango, and he can't get a shot in from there. Actually goes into the goalkeeping square, and the goalkeeper just kicks it clear. And the goal actually has just been moved, the actual frame, so it will be just reset by the referees. You can see that post there just slightly encroaching on the line.
Lovely sun here in Berlin, compared to the first day a week ago where we had a thunderstorm, which meant that the first match had to be carried on into day 2. Sporting play there by Romania. Kavakis playing it back to the Georgians. Normally actually would go out for a goal kick, but played it to Bashilashvili inside his own half. Starts another dangerous run forward. Again, goes past the first 2 players with ease. And it's at the moment Kuku on the left who is marshalling Bashilashvili actually quite well. He's limiting him to pot shots from the right. At the moment, it's only the number 7 Marglashvili who's managed to test the goalkeeper. On a couple of occasions, he goes to ground and cries out in agony. The one thing we don't want is any injuries at any time, but of course, with Georgia and all their issues they've had with injuries, at least they've got a man on the bench this time, and he's still on the ground, so I think the trainer's going to have to be called on here. Here's a replay of the incident, and it's Marglashvili just gets caught and then goes over on his left ankle. That could be very, very nasty, and it could actually end his game here. Went over on his left ankle, and no wonder the player has stayed down. And as the spray is applied to his ankle, he's screaming out in agony. This is very serious, and I'd be amazed if he's not carried off the field, and I'll be even more amazed if he actually makes it back on. Very nasty indeed. But again, at least Georgia do have a player on the bench, because if they didn't, it would mean they'll be down to only the 3 outfield players, and that's what happened on a number of occasions in this tournament. And there's a different angle. If you look out for his left ankle, there, goes over on his left ankle, and no wonder, screams out in agony, and he's limping off the field. But at least he's actually going off under his own steam, so it might be just a case of just giving it a bit of time and maybe able to come back on the field. Disappointed him, he started the game very well, has Marglashvili. So number 7 being replaced by number 8, Kashaya. Disappointed for Georgia as well. Like I said, he's started very well, and he's already tested the goalkeeper and he's rattled the post. So free kick to Georgia, shot by Bashilashvili, well saved. Again, I think it took the goalkeeper slightly by surprise, but Bashilashvili this time getting a hold of the shot properly and managed to work the goalkeeper, very similar to an early effort that was saved. Again, from quite far out. It was given a shout by the guard behind the goal, and Bashilashvili lets fly. And the goalkeeper, very similar save, does well, gets down low and palms it around. Corner to Georgia. Bashilashvili on the edge of the D once again, goes around, this time can't get a shot on goal. Kuku comes across, and he's much the taller of the two. He can use his height and his weight advantage here to try and wrestle the ball off Bashilashvili. That goes out for another corner this time. He's a real fighter, and you can see there's ice being applied to the ankle of Marglashvili, and for Georgian fans, they'll be hoping he gets back on the field. They didn't want to lose him. If they had to lose a player through injury, not saying that one player in particular should go off, but if they had the choice, it wouldn't be him or even Bashilashvili. They'd prefer it to be someone else if you follow my lead. Bashilashvili from the corner. Gets tackled. He's still got the ball. Shoots into the near post side netting. There's another shot on goal at the moment. All the actions at the left-hand field, end of the field. And it's all for the white of Georgia. Romania are struggling to A, get into the game, and B, hold off these attacks by Georgia. Coming forward is their number 11, Shaklashvili, into the D, runs out, and it will be a restart for Romania. Long throw downfield, trying to find Bottas. Bottas turns, does well, shots into the side net, and goalkeeper can easily just watch that go by, and he will be a restart again for Georgia. Under on throw down the left to try and find Basilashvili. He controls on the halfway line. He's going to try and turn his man, or maybe drift inside. Turns his man well using the kickboard. Now goes up to the broken line, tries to go inside to a more central position. He can let fly from the edge of the area. He's still bulldozing his way through. Finds himself on the right, so his shot comes in and it goes wide. Would have been better maybe to have carried that forward. Of course, the guard behind the goal, telling the players exactly where the goal is and what to do, when to shoot. So they have to take as much responsibility as well. Kavakis. Right-hand side of the D, just gets pushed off the ball by the Georgian defence, who at the moment are standing up quite well to this Romanian attack. Perceived better attack, really, likes of Kavakis and especially Bottas, who does play in Germany. At the moment, it's the white of Georgia who are testing the goalkeeper. It's back in their own third with Basilashvili. The mainstay now of the attack, with number 7 off the field. Basilashvili goes past the midfield, runs into the defence. I think he was trying a shot there from all of around about 20 yards out, quite far in blind football terms. Referee's just halted play. There's a problem with Basilashvili's headgear. In fact, he's got his hands on his knees, so he's just having his headband and also his eye patch just checked. They've got gauzes, actually, the players, on top of their eyes. Then they've got tape over the top, followed by the blindfold, so everyone's on a level playing field out there, or B1 grade of visual impairment. The odd player with maybe the odd shape or colour or even light, and well, obviously they all need to be on the same playing field, and that's why these eye patches are on. But occasionally they do come loose. They are very comfortable, actually, but when they do come loose, the referees will have to check, and also for substitutions as well, the referees will go around and check. Long throw downfield for Kavakis. Come up to the halfway point of this first half, goalless in this 9th place playoff game. Remember, we've got 7th and then the all-important 5th place qualification for the World Cup to the winner of that. Going forward is Basilashvili again. This time the 3-man defence of Romania stands firm, but at the moment they're only throwing 1 man forward, and that's Kavakis, and at the moment he's not been able to control the ball at front. This time he takes it off the defence, turns on the edge of the area, goes down. Nothing given by the referee, saying that the ball was taken by the defender first. Pushed out wide. This is Bottas on the right of the D. Good tackling back by the Georgian defence, but Bottas is nothing but persistent in trying to win it back. It's on again, not moved at all from the edge of the Georgian D. It's with Kavakis, central position now. Please strike at goal. Good save by the goalkeeper, who came out and blocked the shot from the point of where it was taken, only from 3 yards from goal. Comes off his knee and out for a corner to Romania. Flick forward by Romania. Goes straight out for a goal kick, and a number of times actually Romania have employed the scoop tactic for their crosses and corners, and it's not worked at all actually throughout the whole tournament. Basilashvili on the halfway line, goes past 2 players, he's now up against that man Cuckoo, and this time Kavakis does well, actually gets back and tackles him before he can run at the defence. The Romanian flag is flying on the far side at the moment. The side's struggling, but here comes Kavakis, shoots into the back of the net. What a goal by the number 9 for Romania, and it's Kavakis who breaks the deadlock in this 9th place playoff game. A right-footed drilled effort from a central position in off the post. Romania lead by a 1-0. So 1-0 Romania lead. Good finish by Kavakis, just as I was saying that they're struggling to get involved in the game, and they break the deadlock, so I'm going to claim an assist on that goal for Romania. And the timeout has been called, and well, I think it's very harsh on Georgia at the moment, and Basilashvili's just trying to get some, he needs to get some new trainers actually, the Georgia's number 6. But I think it's quite harsh on Georgia. They've played very well, of course, hit the post, goalkeeper making a couple of good saves for Romania. And just as I was saying, they're struggling to get a meaningful shot on target. Kavakis comes forward and scores. So a bit of a commentator curse. So I'll apologise right now to the Georgians. Have to remember these two sides did qualify for this tournament by finishing first and second in a what's called Division 2 qualification event in Romania. That was in April. And at the moment, that form looks like it's going to carry forward for this 9th place game. The Romanians very, very happy to be here, and they came with the right spirits. Talking to them before the tournament, they said, look, we're here to enjoy yourselves, have a good time, experience tournament football in this wonderful stadium and with all these teams and with the music and the crowd. And they're doing just that. They've had a very good draw against France. You can't underestimate how good a result that is when France then go on to the semi-final and lose in a penalty shootout against Russia after conceding a late equaliser. So that draw stands up very well overall. When you look back at the results, it's a real standout performance by Romania. It wasn't the greatest performance in the world at all by France, but it shows you that they are very resilient. Got a good goalkeeper, as we've witnessed in this game. The back line is tenacious, to say the least. The likes of Koku and Coletta, they'll just stand on the edge of the D and they'll fight for their lives and try and block everything coming forward. And with Bottas and also Kavakis, we've just witnessed Kavakis' shot, they have quite a lethal attack. But when they want, they can hold on to a lead or hold a team out for a goalless draw. Bashlashvili trying to do something about that. Wild swing from the edge of the D and out for a goalkeeping restart. Throw downfield for Bottas. Bottas turns, now goes himself down the right. Bottas, shot from distance, and that's going to hit the kickboard and go out of play for a goal kick. It was so wide. Roll out for Georgia down the left. Bashlashvili again turning, running towards the defence. Good tackle this time coming in by Poem over the halfway. The Romanian number 10 just putting his arms out in front of him just to, in case he runs into the kickboard or into a player, he knows exactly where they are. Bit of a push there on the back of the Georgian defender. It's going to be a free kick against Romania. So it's going to be taken firstly in their corner D. And one thing you have to be a blind footballer is brave, and a goalkeeper as well. It's the first thing you need, and many of the players are running without their arms in front. The odd player does, because if it was me, I'd have my arms in front all the time and walking very slowly. But some of these players are absolutely fearless. Second team foul of 5 you're allowed in the first half for Romania. Any more, it will be an 8-metre penalty kick. And well, the action yesterday, the 2 semi-finals, if you just join in this coverage of the IBSA Blind Football European Championships, amazing semi-finals. England 2-1 up, and a goal kick to Georgia after a risky play, trying to play it back to the goalkeeper inadvertently. And then he conceded a goal, and England were 2-1 up with only 12 seconds remaining of the match, and conceded an own goal and then lost on penalties. And well, France versus Russia, equally dramatic. Plenty of 8-metre penalties, as here comes Romania again into the D and into the back of the net. It's a right-footed shot by Adriani Bottas, a forward roll to celebrate, and Romania double their lead. It was a mazy dribble into the D and a weak right-footed shot, but it was very accurate past the goalkeeper into the far left-hand corner of the net. And in this 9th place playoff game here in Berlin, it's Romania 2, Georgia 0. So Romania double their lead. This time through Bottas. And like I said, it wasn't very powerfully hit, but very accurate indeed. Just using the inside of the post to nestle in the back of the net. And Romania are 2 up. And after that bright start by Georgia, it's quite a surprising scoreline, really. Only the 2 shots on target, and both finding the back of the net. And they've also got a corner on the left as well to try and treble their lead. And Georgia really missing Marglashvili, player who hit the post in the first couple of minutes, and then tested the goalkeeper again from distance. He's off the field with a nasty rolled ankle, and that's really been the change in this match. As soon as he's gone off, it's then swung in favour of the Romanians. Shot from the corner goes wide, but Romania on top here. Georgia are going to get back into the game. This man, Bashlashvili, is the man to do it. Bashlashvili over the halfway line, past the first player, running now at the defence, goes past Kuku, inside the D, goes to the ground, can't get a shot off on goal, and it runs behind for a Romanian restart. Throw downfield towards Bottas. Bottas controls, lovely turn, and shot is wide, but in an instant, controlled turn and shot. Goalkeeper could easily be caught by surprise. And he scored one, and he's got a little bit of a spring in his step as well as Adjulani Bottas. Bashlashvili again turns well on the halfway line for Romania, for Georgia, and the Romanian attack is back and help in their defending of this 2-goal lead. Bashlashvili over the halfway line, now over to the right hand side, past the broken line. Again, Kuku comes across, stops the attack. Also back is Powen, number 10 for Romania. It's by the right hand kickboard. Both players just struggling to find the ball. Now Bashlashvili finds it, goes back to the broken line, but is the only man forward for Georgia. The other 3 players inside their own half, so he's going to have to do it all himself, running down the kickboard, run straight into the Romanian defence, and then when they come forward, they've got those 3 players back already, Georgia, but at the moment they're being taken apart by Romania. Shot from inside the centre circle goes harmlessly wide. And at the moment, it looks like Romania are the team to maybe add to their lead rather than Georgia get back into it. Kuku tackles Bashlashvili well inside his own third. And now come Romania once again, shooting from left to right. Bottas goes out wide on the left, can't stop it from running out of play. And it's going to be a goal kick again to Georgia. Roll out for Romania down the left-hand side. Bashlashvili controls, lovely little rainbow flick over the broken line to the right-hand side. A real party piece and showboating from the number 6 for Georgia. Doesn't come to anything with his shot from the right, hits the side netting, but he's done that a few times, that rainbow flick, and there's plenty of smiles in the broadcasting tent when Bashlashvili stops and then tries that flick, essentially flicking the ball over his head from behind him and then running onto it. A rainbow flick, if you're not aware of what it's called. There's Bashlashvili inside the D, can't get a shot off, goes to ground, stood on the ball did Bashlashvili, and he's just slowly going to get to his feet. Might have actually rolled his ankle, his right ankle, he's holding his leg. He's been in the wars in this tournament as Bashlashvili, and at the moment it's not going his way, and he can lose his head as well. He can really throw the toys at the pram on occasion. The number 6, I think it's more out of frustration, mainly because he's the only man forward. He has to do it all himself. He's having no help from his fellow teammates in terms of attacking. Here he goes again, shot from distance, can't get a clean strike, still in the D, shoots, hits the goalkeeper, and it goes wide of the near post. Good save by the keeper, who actually went to ground for the initial effort, where Bashlashvili with an air kick, but he followed it up well. There's the air kick, and then kept the track of the ball, and eventually got a strike at goal, and the goalkeeper done well to actually keep to his feet and managed to block it at the near post. So good goalkeeping there once again. Vlad Tofan so far in this game has been immaculate. A couple of really good saves, and he managed to actually avoid scoring an own goal by a shot coming off the post early on by the sadly injured Marglashvili, and that really was the turning point of this game when he was injured. Bashlashvili shoots wide. Restart for Romania, and a timeout called. And the 2 teams will then come to the near side, and they will have a 1-minute interval where the coaches will be given their instructions. They can have a drink as well. And with 5 minutes remaining of this first half, it's Romania leading by 2-0. Back to the action. The timeout has ended. Used it for a bit of a timeout myself and get a drink and regather my thoughts and thinking about this first half, and keep on harking back to the injury to number 7 Marglashvili. Off going for Georgia. The substitute Bashlashvili is gone off actually, and well, if you're a Georgian fan, that's your 2 main players off the field. Substitute is not on the field because of course the injury to Marglashvili, so they are down to 3 outfield players at the moment, are Georgia. It's with Romania on the edge of the Georgian D. Into the D. Kavakis wins a corner, goes out on the right-hand side, and well, at the moment for Georgia, well, I was talking to Alan Marsh actually before the game, and we mentioned about the fact that they need to keep 4 outfield players on the field at all times, and at the moment 2 have gone off, and they're not looking like they're going to come back on anytime soon. And it's their 2 main players as well, Marglashvili and Bashlashvili. Bad luck because both through injury, and Bashlashvili, he's just having a drink on the far side. It's with Bottas, edge of the D, shots into the mid-drift of the Georgian defence. It's still inside the D on the right for Romania, and the player's just struggling to pick up the ball. It goes into the goalkeeping square, and brave goalkeeping comes out, picks the ball up after a few boots flying in, and he just rolls it out to the right, and there's little really now in way of attack for Georgia. Shaklashvili, number 11, up to the halfway line. Now he drifts inside, goes beyond Pawan, and he's approaching the edge of the D. Good tackle there, clean tackle by Kuku, and he's going to bring it out, and there's no real midfield for Georgia, so Romania will find it very simple to get inside the Georgian third. Crossfield ball to Bottas. Bottas, edge of the D on the right. Chance for a right-footed shot on goal, and into the back of the net. It's Romania's 3rd goal, and Bottas very similar actually to his first. It was a right-footed effort into the far left-hand corner, more in terms of accuracy than power needed. Beats the goalkeeper, who came out expecting a fair shot to the edge of his goalkeeping square, and he turns around and watched it roll into the far left-hand corner. And in this 9th place playoff game before half-time, Romania are 3 up. So the goalkeeper there really expecting a bit of power in the shot, came out and tried to narrow the angle, goes down on 2 knees, and well, a bit of a scuffed effort, but it rolls into the back of the net, and well, Romania 3 goals up, and after the early bright start by Georgia, it's all kind of unravelling now, and a shot from the kickoff really sums up their chances at the moment. Throw downfield for Romania. On the halfway line is Pawan, who goes to ground. Good tackle by Shaklashvili, who really has got to do it all himself. Shaklashvili past the broken line. Looks like he just gets tackled there by Kalata. So the referees come to the near side. It's going to be a free kick, and the first team foul there for Georgia. No volley called by the Georgian players who came forward. Now coming onto the field is going to be Bashlashvili. It was interesting he got taken off. Now the reason he's been taken off was because he wasn't happy with his performance. So the coach has made his team play with a player short for a number of minutes, conceding a 3rd goal because he wasn't happy with Bashlashvili's performance and attitude, and now he's back on the field of play after being given a talking to. Well, that is a strange way to send a message to one of your players. You've cost your team a goal as well by that decision. So I'm going to have to really question that. Here's Bashlashvili back on the field. Let's see if he changes his attitude and maybe changes the fortune of Georgia. Shot into the back of the net, and there's the answer to the coach. You've taken me off. We've conceded a 3rd, but now I'm on the field and we're back in the game. It's 3-1 Romania.
Goal for Georgia, number 6.
So Bashlashvili back on the field, and he scored the Georgian first goal of the game. And wow, the coach, I wonder what he's thinking now. Is he thinking, what have I done? Have I cost my team possibly the game by taking off the player, going down to just the 3 outfield players, conceding the 3rd goal? Then you bring the player on. Yes, if he needed a talking to, maybe use a timeout for that, or maybe just call the player over and have a word. And now he's back on the field, scored the goal to make it 3-1.
Minutes, conceding the third goal because
It all revolves around Bashalashvili. He's been the main story throughout this tournament. He's been booked on a number of occasions. He's been suspended. Shot from distance goes wide for Romania. He's been injured. He's just running into the kickboard on the far side. He's going to receive the ball in front of the coach. And now he goes again. Over halfway, Bashalashvili past a couple of players, approaching the broken line. He can have a shot again from an angle. Comes off Cuckoo, and it will be a corner to Georgia. And what they're going to have to do now is bring a player forward from the back. I know normally they like to just operate the one forward, but they're going to have to bring someone forward to help with this corner. In the meantime, Romania make a substitution. Palm's coming off number 10, and onto the field of play will be Mihaly Nistor, number 7. And Nistor onto the field for Romania, who are 3-1 up in a very entertaining 9th place playoff game. Only 3 minutes remaining of the first half, and they lead by 3-1, although Bashalashvili now on the field, anything can happen. He could get sent off, he could score a hat-trick. So corner to Georgia in the white. Here he is, Bashalashvili on the right. He can have a shot from an angle, does so, hits Carlotta, who's the last man, tries to follow it up. It's now by the corner for Romania, and now brought out up over halfway, and here's the substitute Nistor over the halfway line. Nistor approaching the broken line, stops, now goes back for the ball, picks it up again, and battling back hard is Bashalashvili for Georgia. On the right, turns his man, goes to ground in agony. Now, has he twisted his knee or maybe his ankle? He gets to his feet and seems to be absolutely okay, so maybe just wanting a foul there by the referee. It's in the same position by the Georgian coaches, and only battling with each other is Nistor and also Bashalashvili. He gets the better of the Romanian, goes to ground in the centre circle. That's going to be a free kick to Georgia. A collision, and once again Bashalashvili in the wars. Second foul there by Nistor. And it's the 13th team foul for Romania. Once again, you'll add 5. Any more than 5, it will be an 8-metre penalty kick. And they've got third. And it will be, of course, wiped out at half-time. So free kick to Georgia on the halfway line. 3-1 down. Wonder what Alan Marsh at half-time will be thinking. We'll ask him about the rainbow flicks by Bashalashvili. Once again, another rainbow flick. That's his party piece. That's his second of the game. And hopefully not the last. Down the right corner, Bashalashvili, who's brought a smile to many people's faces in this stadium with those rainbow flicks and his antics and his goals. He has really been one of the stars of the tournament, I say. Here he goes again, Bashalashvili, running at the defence, beating 2. Just runs into Coletta and runs out of play. He is a one-man attack. He is the Georgian number 6. And with just under 2 minutes remaining, he's down by the corner and he's asking his teammates, look, you're going to have to come forward here because I can't take the corner by myself. So corner to Georgia. Taken back to Bashalashvili on the broken line. Tries a shot but connects more with Nistor than the ball. He gets to his feet and again he's trying to be chopped down by Bashalashvili, who wins the ball back, tries an ambitious back heel and then tries to run around the defence. All the party pieces are on show here. The Georgian number 6, really the centre of attention, which I think he likes, to be honest. In the centre circle, it's with Bashalashvili. He pushes it further forward. Bashalashvili just having a bit of a breather on the near left-hand side, and he wins it back now for Georgia. If they can really tune his skills and maybe have someone up alongside him in attack, it could be actually a very decent outfit, the Georgians. It could cause a lot of teams problems. So on the left, with just under a minute to go in this first half. Bashalashvili loses out, now picked up again by Bashalashvili, edge of the D, goes past the last man into and connects to with the goalkeeper in the goalkeeping square. He was nowhere near the ball, and the referee says to the goalkeeper, "You okay?" Yes, he is. The goalkeepers need to be very brave, of course, if the player's running towards them. at full pace and then takes a swing and a miss at the ball and connects with them. It happens quite a lot. Bashashvili's holding his right leg on the halfway line. It's been brought up to him by his teammate Shaklashvili, and with 20 seconds to go, one last chance for an attack for Georgia. That runs out of play. Of course, the time does stop when the ball goes out. 15 seconds remaining. Long throw downfield. It could be the last attempt for Romania in this entertaining first half. They lead by 3 goals to 1, and plenty to discuss at half-time in this 9th place playoff game. Following on after this at 5 will be 7th place, and then a very interesting 5th place game between Germany and Turkey. But in the meantime, in the 9th place playoff game at the IBSA Blind Football European Championships, at half-time, it's Romania 3, Georgia 1.
Und das ist der Halbzeitpfiff der ersten Begegnung am heutigen Tag zwischen Rumänien und Georgien. 3:1 der Halbzeitstand.
So the two teams taking their half-time drink, and well, on the Georgian side, many of the players are going to get ice on their legs and their ankles and their knees as well. So it's Romania leading by those 3 goals to 1 as they take a break, and as do we. And we go back to the studio and Alan March.
Thank you very much, Peter Selby. He'll come and join me in here as we take a look at the highlights in a couple of moments, but let's take a look at what we've got coming up in the not too distant future. Actually, we've got some more games to come here today. So Romania against Georgia is what we have right this second. A little bit later on, Italy against Belgium. The two teams that played finished in 4th position, should I say, in their groups. And then Germany versus Turkey. A huge game tonight. A chance to go to the World Cup next year. Because Spain are in the top 4, it means that an extra place is available in this tournament. So the winner of Germany and Turkey, very much a winner takes all to qualify to the World Cup next year. Pete has joined me in the studio from his commentary box. What did you make of that first half?
That was a very entertaining first half, and it all revolved around Marglashvili and him being taken off the field with an injury, really bad injury as well, rolled his left ankle. Georgia are on top. They tested the goalkeeper, tested the woodwork as well, but when he was taken off the field, it was really left down to Bashashvili as the main forward for Georgia. Then Romania got into the game and they took the lead and went into a 3-goal lead. Strange antics by the Georgian coach by taking off their main player to prove to him and to give him a bit of a talking to, and in that time he was taken off, they were down to only 3 outfield players and they conceded the 3rd goal. Strange tactics.
Well, there you are. Tactics strange. Goals, quite a few of them in the first time. Let's take a look at the highlights. Some decent goalkeeping, and the post has been a big help for Romania in this game too.
Yeah, this is Marglashvili, number 7, who went off injured, and he started the game very brightly, testing the goalkeeper, testing the woodwork with 2 or 3 shots, and really when he went off, that was the end really of Georgia's domination early on. And a great save there by the goalkeeper, and here he is just rolling his left ankle, and when he was taken off, it was all down to the flamboyant number 6, that's Bashashvili. At the other end, it was Romania who took the lead. Kavakis there with a right-footed drill shot. The second and third goal, very, very similar for Bottas. Right-footed efforts into the far corner. But once again, that 3rd goal, Georgia were down to only 3 outfield players. Bashashvili was taken off the field. When we wondered why, was he injured? Was he just tired? It turns out it was, again, the coach trying to prove a point to the players, saying you're not bigger than the team. And well, in that time, Romania scored the 3rd. There's a 2nd going into the back of the net. A scuffed effort and a better celebration than actually the goal. But they all count for Romania, and they went 2 up. And then the 3rd was very, very similar. But again, you just have to question making your team go down to only 3 outfield players, conceding the 3rd goal. And then when he came back on Bashashvili, he scored within a matter of seconds. Here's the 3rd goal. Very similar again. Goalkeeper comes out of his to the edge of his goalkeeping square, goes down on 2 knees, expecting a powerful effort, but the player just manages to scuff the ball almost with his right foot, and it dribbles past. There's the goalkeeper going down, expecting a powerful effort, and turns round and watches the ball roll into the empty net. I think he'll want to maybe have that one again, the goalkeeper. But at the meantime, whilst this goal was going in, all sorts of antics on the touchline, and there weren't enough players on the field for Georgia. That's happened a number of times in this tournament through either suspension or through injury, but not through the coach bringing off a player on purpose.
Well, here he comes back on, their own George Best, if you like. The talisman comes on after his telling off. Watch this. Could have potentially been a handball. It was an accidental, of course. And watch this for a run and strike. Bang. If ever taking a player off and giving him a bit of a flea in the ear worked, that was it there. No emotion really from the Georgian coach, but he got the result he wanted. I suppose you are right, Alan. He did come on and then score a goal straight away. He did well, actually, because the ball bounced off Cuckoo's leg and he swung the boot at it straight away. It wasn't in his control and manages to score. But again, you are right, it did work. But again, they conceded their third goal whilst he was off the field. So maybe it's 1-1 on that. A very strange couple of moments it was, but it got them a goal. Talking of goals, we've had quite a few good goals in this tournament. Let's take a look at what we've chosen as our top 8, and you can vote for the winner of the goal of the tournament of the IBSA Blind Football European Championships 2017.
Have certainly done a good deal of training coming into this one. Last year they had the Four Nations Championships, which they finished second in, and right now they're leading on day one of these European Championships. Spangman, oh, he scored a wonderful goal, took the ball on halfway, just wriggled his way towards the right side of the area and unleashed a right-footed firecracker into the roof of Mark Alamachia's net. Celebrations absolutely fantastic with the rest of his teammates, but what a strike from the edge of the D. The Italians there couldn't stop him. Towards the Turkish stopper, up towards the other end of the field it goes. A slight hesitation from the Belgian defence, and a third goal for Turkey in the process as Hasan Satay gets 2 quick-fire goals for the reigning European champions, who are certainly beginning to show exactly what they are made of now. A beautiful bit of control from Hasan Satay, managed to hold off David Dortu before turning on the outside onto his right foot on the angle and slammed one in into the top right corner of Willian Sechi's net. It is Turkey 3, Belgium 0. Exquisite control, and how about that for an accurate finish?
Score more. Martin, lovely ball from the left-hand side inside his own half, picks out on the right Alamar. He's got 2 men in front of him in the D. Goes past one. What a goal for Spain! The wonder kid Sergio Alamar moved the ball out of his feet. A right-footed shot from the edge of the D. Nestles in the top left-hand corner. The goalkeeper never moved. It's 5 for Spain.
Wonderful bit of control from Sergio Alamar, shifting it from the left foot onto the right foot, right-hand side of the area, and flat Bashrashvili. Now he is on the edge of the France penalty area, trying to work a route towards the France goal. Good tackle coming in from Pedersen, who bursts now over the halfway line. The German defenders beginning to retreat. Pedersen going alone here, shot with the right foot. What a goal from Jerome Pedersen, who doubled France's lead right at the end of the first half. Germany at one end missing a penalty, and Jerome Pedersen bursts over the halfway line on the counter-attack to rub salt further into the German wounds. A wonderful goal from him on the right side of the area. A low shot past Leitch and into the net.
Position number 6, Martin Baron. Now brought out by the tall Dan English down the right-hand side. Over the halfway, dribbles inside, past the broken line, edge of the D, into the back of the net. What a start for England, and what a start for Dan English. A cracking goal that started in his own half. He went over the halfway line, right-hand side, drifted into a central position, and then let fly from all of 10 metres. Goalkeeper with no chance, past his right-hand side in a blink of an eye with his right.
Okay, so let's go back. We'll show you the rest of those goals a little bit later on. Back to the commentary box, though. Second half of Romania and Georgia, and this is Peter Selby.
Thank you, Alan. Back to the action. And Romania are 3-1 up in this 9th place playoff game. And they're shooting from right to left, all in yellow against the all-in-white Georgian side, who happily have got all their players on the field. And this man in particular, Bashlashvili. I know I keep on going on about him, but what a player he is. All the fun of the fair when he's on the field. Here he goes, driving again into the D. And this time his right-footed shot goes wide of the near left-hand post. And you're just joining his coverage. This is the first of 3 games today. 9th place game, then we'll have the 7th place game after, followed by a 5th place game, which Alan said at half-time, the winner will go to the World Cup. Shot by Kavakis, gets hold of that one, but goes wide of the near post, and well, that was on target. It would have really tested the goalkeeper. Throw downfield, end-to-end in the early stages of this second half. Turned by Bashlashvili, his shot goes wide. So 3 shots in the space of just 36 seconds. None of them on target. And it means Romania will have another opportunity now going downfield, away to my left, and Kavakis can't pick this one up. It goes through to the goalkeeper. He quickly throws down towards Bashlashvili, who's already got his hands on his knees. Stops on the broken line, turns on the right-hand side. Can he get a shot in goal? No, he can't. He's going to stop it from going down to play. Turns again to a more central position. Bashlashvili battling against the defenders who come across to try and win it back for Romania. They do so. Kavakis is back, actually, along with Bottas. Bottas to Cucu. Tall player, long hair. Always just sits on the edge of his own D. Does the Romanian number 3. Brings it out well and passes it forward for Kavakis. Over the halfway line, over the broken line, in on goal here, and he goes into the near side netting. Cracking opportunity for the Romanian number 9. Let fly from all of 4 or 5 yards. Got a hold of it as well, but directed it wide with the near left post. Bashlashvili's tackled by Bottas. Does well, wins it back for Georgia. Now he's got a chance from a central position to let fly. Edge of the D once again. Across comes Cucu. Does well. He's still with Bashlashvili. Turns, shoots wide of the near right post. And it's going to be a goal kick. And, well, we've had less than 2 minutes in this second half. And we've had 3 or 4 chances at either end for both sides. It's been an enterprising and entertaining first 2 minutes. It's inside the midfield third. The pitch split into thirds by the broken lines. To the right and to the left, the attacking defended, and also the midfield third, where the ball's in at the moment for Bashlashvili. Goes back into his own third. He cries out in anger at his teammates, not happy at all. Kavakis can't pick that one up for Romania, and it runs out of play. And it will be a Romanian corner from the left-hand side. Bashlashvili, again, is standing with his hand on his left knee, and he's not happy at all. Could be a substitution for the team from Georgia, and fingers crossed it could be Marglashvili who could be entering the field. Number 7 there, you can see, who rolled his ankle in a horrible incident in the first half, appears to be coming back on the field of play. I think he's going to be substitute for Bashlashvili, who's standing over there. In fact, no, it's going to be number 11. This is Shaklashvili coming off. So Georgia now, they're going to have their main 2 strikers on the field. And even though we've had only 2 minutes, they've had a number of shots at goal. So I think this is going to delight Bashlashvili. He's a player that needs a bit of love and attention. And he's got his friend and colleague on the field now, number 7. Marglashvili, who goes over to help, depending on how well he is though, whether he can get about the pitch. Certainly caused the Romanians quite a few problems in the first few minutes. Corner from the left, shot goes wide, it actually hits of the right hand kickboard and goes out. It went so far wide, and it's going to be another restart this time for Georgia. Down the left to Bashlashvili, controls on halfway, gets well tackled by Bottas, who brings it forward to the broken line in the central position from the right, stops, nice pirouette. Now he can chance for a right-footed shot, takes a deflection on the way through and out of play for a goalkeeper, for a corner from the right. Bottas comes over along with Kavakis. Bashlashvili's coming back inside his own half. And again, these 2 Romanians are the mainstay of their attack, number 8 and 9, Bottas and also Kavakis. 2 players back, as always, including the tall Cucu there. Go nowhere at all, just like to stand just outside of their own broken line. 3 men in the wall. And then you got Bashashvili lurking on the edge of the D. Taken by Kavakis. It's well stopped by the defence of Georgia. And that man, Marglashvili, who looks to be okay in his running at the moment. Quite what capacity he's got to dribble, we'll have to wait and find out. Boltaz, tackled by Bashashvili again. Pushed back to the broken line. Lovely little pirouette away from him on the right. If he's going to have a shot, it's going to be from an acute angle. He does so, and it just goes across the D. And it will be back with Marglashvili on the right. Tries to beat his man. Looks like he's moving okay at the moment. The Georgian number 7. He's going back towards his own D though, so he'll need to get rid of that. He does so. Only finds Bottas though. Turns. Central position. Shot into the chest of the Georgian defence, and it goes out for another corner. So a bit of pressure here being applied by Romania. Of course, they're 3-1 up after those 3 first half goals. And Bashashvili was brought back onto the field after being given a bit of a lesson by the coach and taken off for a couple of minutes when their team was down to just the 3 outfield players. And as soon as he came back on, he scored a goal. Proved the point, really. Corner to Romania from the right. Drifts over towards the centre, back to the broken line, but well tackled by Bashashvili, who brings it out himself over the halfway line. Past the broken line on the right, stops. Well tackled by Cuckoo, but Bashashvili gets the ball back. He has a shot, it goes wide of the left-hand post. I think the goalkeeper just got a hand onto that, and he did in fact, and it will be a corner to Georgia on the left. I think that was going to go wide. The goalkeeper almost apologetically put his hand out and just caught it with his fingertips, trying to grab a hang back, but just couldn't help himself, and it meant that Georgia will have this corner. Make sure you're following us on Twitter at Euro 2017 Berlin. You could find the latest scores, the goal scorers, and also the latest standings as well. Who's playing who in the 5th place playoff game, the 7th place playoff game, and also then the 3rd, 4th, and the final tomorrow. Send your questions on the sport of blind football. Hashtag the sound of football. Ask us anything about this tournament or this wonderful sport. Also tell us who you're cheering on and where you're watching from. Runs out for a goalkeeping restart for Georgia. Underarm throw. Try and find Bashashvili, who's in a lot of space on the left-hand side. If he can get this ball under control, he can then drive into the D. He can't though. It's on the left and just overruns the ball, and it's brought out again by the Romanian defence. Up to halfway on the right, and it's the big number 6, Anton, who doesn't really get above halfway, and as soon as he got to that halfway line, he stopped and just let the ball run forward. Marglashvili, lovely drag back and sent 3 defenders going in the wrong direction as he moves to the right. He's still got the ball. Edge of the D, lovely drag back again, now in the D, right footed shot wide of the near post, but a lovely play there by Marglashvili. Looks like he's feeling no ill effects of that rolled ankle in the first half, and he'll certainly be an asset for Georgia as they're looking to get back into this game with only 15 minutes remaining. But Kavakis down at the other end, looks like he just got pushed off the ball there. No foul given by the referees. The ball's momentarily stationary on the edge of the D, and it's played out by Georgia onto their right. They try and clear through Marglashvili. Lovely crossfield ball from the right inside his own half, over the halfway line on the left kickboard to find Bashashvili, who turns his man in an instant. He's got Cuckoo ahead of him, who does very well, stands up, shepherds the ball out to his left, and now battles back with Bashashvili and clears. So really good defending there by Romania and their tall number 3, Cuckoo. Up at the other end, Kavakis tries to chase that long ball forward. Stops it from going out of play on the right. He's actually got the ball now inside the D, comes into a more central position. If he can turn and shoot, this is danger for Georgia, and it was blocked by the Georgian defence, and the player on the edge of the D at the moment is struggling to move, but it's with Kavakis. He's going to have to move and try and block this. Goes straight through him. Kavakis goes to ground, and the ball rolls into the goalkeeper's hands. He'll be delighted to receive that after it looked for all the world that the Romanian centre forward was going to have a clean strike at goal, and just couldn't get his shot off, and it rolls into the goalkeeper's hands. Marglashvili again on the right for Georgia, tried a little trick there, tried to drag it back and go around Cuckoo. He's witnessed plenty of blind footballing in his time, and he's not going to fall for that. Ball's just again momentarily stationary, so the referee comes across and just rolls it over his foot. Makes the rattling sound of the ball bearings in a tin severe. That's in the inside of the football. It's a baby's rattle type sound. But the sphere itself, it's put on the inside of the football. There's a couple actually in the ball. Shot from distance, just grazes the right-hand post by Kavakis. Here's the replay of Kavakis. More of a right footer, but this time left-footed shot. And at the first witness, it looked like it just caught the post, and yes, indeed, just grazes the outside of the woodwork. At the other end, it's Bashlashvili battling back again for the all-in-white Georgians. 3-1 down, 7 minutes gone in this second half. There's 20 minutes each way. And the time only ticks down when the ball is in play. Kavakis down by his own goal line. Just boots the ball downfield to get rid, and it will be a Georgian restart. Long throw downfield, this time down the right for Marglashvili. He stops. Goes himself down the right. Marglashvili, edge of the D, dragged back on his right foot. Real chance here. And again, doesn't make a good connection, and it runs harmlessly wide. Long throw forward. Kavakis, once again, he's just hit the outside of the post. But this time, he's forced wide. Kavakis goes to ground, nothing given. Gets back up, doesn't win the ball back, goes back to halfway. Long ball downfield. Cuckoo comes across and he's just going to shepherd this ball out. And it will be another restart, this time for Romania. Little activity on the bench. Long throw downfield, finds Bottas. Now Bottas can turn, there's 2-on-2 at the moment in this attack. Bottas goes himself, past the first player, doesn't get past the second, but he's going to win a corner on the right for Romania. Good play. And Kavakis will come over to help Bottas, who looks like he's just feeling the effects of the game so far. They've been on the field for the entirety of this match. Very warm conditions actually when the sun's out here. So many of these players, this will be their 5th game in a short period of time. Kavakis from the right, shoots wildly, and it goes wide. Maybe the guard behind the goal could really have just given him a bit more indication of where he was and not to shoot from that angle. Down the other end, that's just going to run out, so Romania still with the ball. Long throw forward, again to Kavakis and Bottas. Kavakis controls on one knee. Now he beats a couple of players up to the edge of the D. Shot comes in, but very well blocked by the Georgian Leben, Shaklashvili, who really put his body on the line by stretching out a boot and stopping that with his leg. Good latch-ditch defending net for Georgia, really committed to the course. Into the goalkeeper's hands at the other end, and he just pushes it forward over halfway. He needs to bounce inside his own half at least once. Kavakis goes to ground, no foul given. And Bashlashvili, who's been quite quiet actually in the last 2 or 3 minutes, he picks the ball up inside the centre circle. Squares to Marglashvili on the right. He's going forward, lovely turn, still by the kickboard, tries to beat his man, does so. Now he's going to try and find his way into the D, just loses the direction of the ball, and again it's cleared. Now Kavakis turns his first man, there's only one man between him and the D, so he decides to shoot from distance, doesn't connect very well, and it runs through to the goalkeeper once again. Bashlashvili does well, just turns away from one player, pushes it forward inside the D, can't get a shot off on goal. Last minute the goalkeeper comes out and gets the ball in his goalkeeping square, and Bashlashvili there looked like he kicked out at Cuckoo, and hopefully both players can shake hands and get over that incident, but it depends what the referee's going to do. The ball was inside the square, did very well actually to hold back from actually taking a shot, but here the number 6 for Georgia appeared to kick out there. Didn't make connection, not entirely confident that Cuckoo was aware of the incident, but the referee right on the scene, and he's given the Georgian number 6 a stern talking to, and I think that's really good officiating. No free kicks, no cards, just a bit of a talking to. Kavakis has come over to the near side, and you can see all the tape over his eyes, and he's just having more applied. Also a very hot day and the tape can't come loose. So now the tape has been reapplied. Back to the action with 10 minutes remaining. Still Romania 3, Georgia 1. All the goals coming in the first half. Bashlashvili, who scored the goal for Georgia, now trying to get them really back into the game. But that man, Cuckoo, has been very good in defence. Can't win it back again in a wild shot, and actually does make connection or wild efforts. And there's the lack of composure I was discussing in the first half with Alan regarding Bashlashvili. Just a bit more composure needed in that final third, and he can turn himself into a real star of the game. Here he goes again on the left hand side, picks it up, puts his foot on the ball, this time starts his dribble from deep across towards the centre. Now on the right, approaching the D, that man Cuckoo comes across, gets his foot on the ball. Those two have had a real battle today between them both. Cuckoo pushes up to halfway. Bashlashvili shouting downfield, for trying to find his teammate, plays it down the kickboard, and it can't be controlled by Bashlashvili, and that runs out again for a Romanian goal kick. And there's going to be a substitution for Romania. Coming off will be number 9, Florian Kovakis, and coming onto the field, the captain, number 7, Mihaly Nistor. Long throw downfield for Romania, finds Bortez, and he's just bullied off the ball by the Georgians, by their own byline. Nice turn inside their own D. Outside of their own third now, up to the halfway line. Georgia building from deep. Lovely turn inside the centre circle. Now over halfway, still going Bashlashvili, makes connection with Cuckoo rather than the ball, and that runs out. If that one flew into the back of the net, it really wouldn't have been part of our goal of the tournament. And if you want to vote on that, then best way really is to go to @Euro 2017 Berlin, and then you can see all the goals and vote for your favourite using the hashtag #TheSoundOfFootball, and then goal 1, goal 2, goal 3. It's going to be a free kick to Georgia just inside the broken line. Collision between two players. Quite an easy decision there for the referees. It's the first team foul of this second half, been played in a decent spirit. Just a collision there between two players. Sometimes it's completely unavoidable, but free kick nonetheless to Georgia. And if they do get back into this game with a goal here, then we can have a very interesting last 8 minutes or so. Substitution, Cosmin Colata coming on, and Anut Anton coming off the field. So free kick to Georgia. Just inside the broken line, about 5 yards from the left kickboard. Four players in the wall. Post being tapped by the coach behind the goal. I imagine Bashlashvili will just move it towards the centre and then strike. He does so straight at the goalkeeper, good handling, and a nice save for the goalkeeper. Throw downfield towards Bortez. Bortez over halfway, and the referee's got his whistle to his mouth, doesn't give a decision. Bortez back inside his own half, can't turn away from Bashlashvili. Here we see a replay of that shot, and a good save by the goalkeeper, good handling skills. It's inside his D once again. Bashlashvili can't get a strike on goal. He runs behind for a corner though to Georgia on the left. So are putting up some fights here in this 9th place game. 8 minutes remaining, 3-1 down. So corner from the left for the all-in-whites Georgians. Back to the broken line. Marglashvili stops, turns, and tries to play it across for Bashlashvili, but he got that all wrong and inadvertently creates a counter-attack for Romania. Down the left, it's with Nistor. He's the furthest player forward into the opposition third. He's been smuggled over to the left by the Georgian defenders. Tries to cross it over for Bottas. Bottas, if he can pick it up here, will have a clean strike at goal. But he can't. Second opportunity though, misses his kick. Back to Marglashvili, who's now facing the wrong way. Marglashvili, who's put his side into a bit of bother here. He's going to have to do the work to try and rectify that, and he does so by playing it down the right kickboard for Bashlashvili. He tries to bulldoze his way past Kuku once again, those two tussling. Stops it from going out for a goal kick. He's trapped against the kickboard at the moment, trying to turn, goes to ground, still got the ball. Bashlashvili by the kickboard. And eventually he's outnumbered by yellow shirts. Up to halfway, still on the left kickboard. Player gone to ground. Nothing given. Looks like he's going to be okay to continue. Bashlashvili runs into the D and shoots wide of the right-hand post. And he's just had a number of minutes, Bashlashvili, where he's been standing on the side, just getting his breath, and now he's back to full fitness, and he's causing all sorts of problems for the Romanian defence. Now the goalkeeper's throwing the ball out and it went too far. It landed in the opposition half. So it's going to be a free kick to Georgia on halfway. 6.5 minutes remaining of this 9th place playoff game. Romania lead by 3-1. All the goals coming in the first half. And if you were with us for that first half, then there's a strange scenario of the Georgian coach taking off Bashlashvili, who has the ball in the centre circle, gets tackled, still got the ball actually on the left. He was actually taken off the field, Bashlashvili, who's into the D, shot, well saved by the goalkeeper, got his angles right, went down on one knee and managed to block the ball. And actually got a goal kick for that, so fantastic outcome for the goalkeeper for Romania. Yes, he was taken off the field to teach him a lesson because the coach didn't like his antics and his attitude. It meant that the Georgians were down to just the 3 outfield players. This was when the score was 2-0. They then conceded to make it 3-0, brought Bashlashvili onto the field and has scored with his first touch. Remarkable scenario and turn of events in that first half. Kuku now venturing over halfway for the first time today and just pushes it too far forward through to the goalkeeper. There's a little bit of a skip in the stride of Bashlashvili and a bit of urgency to the Georgians' game as the time ticks towards the final 5 minutes. Bashlashvili's shot into the hands of the goalkeeper, and at the moment it seems that Romania will be finishing 9th and Georgia 10th, both in their first European international competition. Romania got through by qualifying in an event in April that they hosted. Georgia finishing in 2nd.
Second personal foul, and the first team foul of the second half.
So this is a replay of 2 players colliding, going over the leg actually of Kuku. And a timeout has been called by the Romanians. So the 2 sets of players will go over for a minute, discuss tactics, take on water, and we'll be back with the action in around about 45 seconds.
sunteți la mijloc, în partea stângă sunteți la mantinelă.
Starting play is a Georgia free kick.
Aici poartă! Aveți culoar! Nu e nimic!
Back to the action after the timeouts. Romania with 5 minutes remaining, leading Georgia by 3-1 in this 9th place playoff game. And Bashlashvili is going to be called into action on the left for Georgia. Goes to the ground and holds his leg and doesn't look too happy with the world at the moment. Georgia try and bring it up over halfway. Through their number 11, Shaklashvili. Stops on the edge of the D, being forced back. Shaklashvili tackled well by, this time, Botez. Botez with a bit of a spring in his stride with his team 3-1 up, and he's got himself a couple of goals as well. And whilst the ball's in play, the time's going to tick. And Romania, oh, they're 3-1 up already. Goes to ground, and they're going to have a free kick as well. Oh, the Romanians. So they could even go 4 up. 4.5 minutes remain. Players slowly coming forward. There seems to be a bit of resignation in the body language of the Georgians, and Romania are not too fussed about playing, getting players forward, because again they're 3-1 up and they're thinking, well, as long as the ball's in play, the time's ticking, we're fine. The goalkeeper's in good form, made a number of important saves. Now this could be an effort from Carlotta, the big number 5, Cosmin Carlotta, who normally plays on the edge of his own D, and he's come forward for this free kick. 2 posts are being tapped, and this is going to be a chance for Carlotta to make the headlines. And why not indeed? Team are 3-1 up. He's going to strike it, and it goes wide of the near post. Good effort there by the number 5, Cosmin Carlotta, who collides with a teammate in the centre circle. I think he just got a little bit carried away after that effort. Actually, he's going to win a corner for his side. A real good effort on goal by the defender, who's back in his usual position, Cosmin Carlotta. Free kick to, this time, it's going to be Georgia from the same position that Romania had their free kick. And holding his ankle is Botez. And we don't want him to be injured at any point, obviously, of his entire career, but especially at the end of what will be a successful 9th place playoff game. He'll want to carry on as well, but he's limping quite badly, and there's going to be surely a substitution for Romania. In fact, the decision's been given for Romania, but the official definitely signified for Georgia. I think the decision now has just been clarified between the 2 referees, and it is indeed going to be for Georgia. So the initial decision was for Georgia, and it's going to be given. 2 referees on the field, and I've said before and I'll say again, I think it's something that other forms of football could really take note of. 2 referees, 1 in each half. I can't see the problem at all. If there's a decision like this, then a little discussion and they can get the right decision made. Something that blind football has an advantage over other forms of football. Here goes Bashlashvili downfield, and he just runs out on the right, so he can't get a striker goal at the moment. Ball goes out of play, and it's going to be a goal kick to Romania, and the time continues to tick down. Good long throw out by the goalkeeper down to the right, and Kavakis turns his man well into the D. Bottas goes, and tackled by the Georgian defence. Up to halfway, collision inside the centre circle. And that's between Shaklashvili and Nestor. No void was the call and the decision made. So it's going to be a free kick. Again, the official just coming over and signifying to the bench. That's the second team foul. I don't think there's any problems in terms of team fouls. This game has been played in the right spirit.
Team foul for no void.
So no void is the call. The players have to shout void at all times to avoid collisions with their teammates and also the opposition. So for example, if I'm running with the ball and I collide with a defender who's shouting void, then I've given the foul away because I've not called void. Obviously collisions do happen in blind football. It's just part and parcel in the nature of the game. Bashashvili from the free kick, again, just lacking that composure and makes contact with Kuku rather than the ball. And it goes out for a corner though. Just needs to work on his composure in that final third. Maybe when he gets the ball after a mazy dribble in that position, maybe just stopping and then reorganising his feet and then letting fly. Similar to Hasan Satay actually of Turkey. Very similar, where he would dribble, occasionally shoot, but then he will stop, turn and then shoot, knowing that he's got the ball under control. So 3.5 minutes remaining. It's Romania 3, Georgia 1. Corner 2, Georgia on the right. Struggling to work the ball towards the D. And the ball's up to halfway line. And it's the two number 7s battling, Nistor and also Margalashvili. Officials on the far side looking on closely. Initials actually, officials on the near side in front of my commentary position, also looking on closely. Georgia on the edge of the D, Bashashvili on the right, a wild swing and doesn't make good connection, but he follows it up. He's very, very committed. Here's the Georgian number 6, and he's had a few of his famous rainbow flicks in this game as well. With now 3 minutes remaining, time is ticking away for Georgia to try and get back into this. 3-1 down, but a mazy dribble and shot from distance means a corner. Came off the feet of Kuku, who I have to say has been mightily impressive in defence. One of the men of the match actually, Kuku, the tall, long-haired number 3. Substitution for Romania coming off is number 7, Nistor, and coming onto the field is number 9, Kabakis. Timeout called as well. Timeout called by Georgia. So once again, the two sets of players go into the far side, and with 2.5 minutes remaining of this 9th place playoff game, it's Romania 3, Georgia 1. Minute timeout called.
That's the completion of the timeout as well.
So back to the action after that timeout. Everyone taking on water, including myself. Very warm here in Berlin, central Berlin. We're on the site of an old railway station, the ruins behind the goal to my right. And away to my left there is a concert venue as well with an interesting white roof. And there's the concert venue in the background of that lovely shot. Back to the action. Bashashvili running into the D from the right. There's 3 men in front of him, including man Kuku. Runs into him, and it will be a foul. And Romania will have a free kick inside their own D.
Foul against the Georgian number 6. It's his first personal foul, the third team foul for no void.
So once again, no void was the call. So Bashlashvili went into the D, and straight into the player without shouting void, giving away the free kick. But they have it once again, the Georgians, and they need to get a second goal quickly, and Margalashvili's trying to do that. Good save by the goalkeeper, low down to his near post. Parries it around for a corner. I think it would have gone wide actually, but still a good save. The Romanian keeper actually, Vlad Tolfan, he's had a very good game, saving early on from Margalashvili, a lovely save, and that really was the tide turning when he went off with a rolled ankle. He's back on the field and playing. He must be hurting as well. Corner to Georgia, back to Bashlashvili, tries a shot into a crowd of Romanian defenders, still trying a wild swing. He's got his back to goal now, he's going to have to turn and shoot, and behind him is Margalashvili, but Bashlashvili just leading the players over towards him, back to the halfway line. A collision in the heads between Margalashvili and his teammate, and Bashlashvili's not happy at all, shouting at him and banging his head into his hand. Here comes the number 7 for Georgia on the right hand side. Margalashvili shoots wide, good connection, but wide of the near post. Similar efforts in the first half, and he bangs on the kickboard in anger. Not happy with his performance, and I think he's hurt himself as well by doing that. He bends over on the broken line down the other end of the field. It's with Bottas, right hand side of the D, just can't get his shot off, and it goes wide. There's Margalashvili, still not happy at all. He's already rolled his ankle, and he's not going to be doing that any good by kicking the kickboard. Bashlashvili opposite him on the far left-hand side. Into the centre circle he goes, stops, back inside his own half. We're into the final minute now of this 9th place playoff game. Romania, at the moment, it appears to be coasting into that 9th place. And Georgia will finish 10th. Both of these sides qualified in April in a qualification event. A few kicks and a bit of a squabble going on between Bashlashvili and Kavakis, and well, there's only 40 seconds remaining, so I think the Romanian will be very happy just to keep possession of the ball. But here comes Bottas trying to get a fourth. He's into the D now, runs through to the goalkeeper, who does well, and again bravely picks the ball up. Throw down the left for Bashlashvili to control on the halfway line. Comes over to the more central position, now starts his run straight through the defence. Kuku again gets there, and the ball runs out. Bashlashvili is just not happy at all. The side are losing. He's banged his head again, and the referee's just going to have to give a bit of a talking to the flamboyant number 6. Just can't get his shot off. You see there a good picture of the stadium as well. We're actually on the railway lines of the station. That's away to our right at the scoreboard end. Lovely amphitheatre here for blind football. Over the halfway line, and another clash of heads between Bottas and this time Bashlashvili, and well, wherever he goes there seems to be an incident. The number 6 of Georgia, he's holding his head and looking at Bottas as well. He's not entirely happy at the moment. Yeah, trouble tends to find him. No doubt a very, very talented player, and I look forward to witnessing his career carrying on, and I just hope he continues in this form. He's a fantastic player to watch, Bashlashvili, but he can do nothing about his side losing by 3-1 in this 9th place playoff game here in Berlin at the IBSA Blind Football European Championships. It's Romania who will finish 9th, Georgia finished 10th after an entertaining 3-1 victory. It's Romania who finished 9th.
Und direkt im Anschluss jetzt die Siegerehrung für Platz 9. We want to invite the teams to line up for the medal ceremony. Please line up for the medal ceremony.
So the story of the game. Kavakis opening the scoring after 11 minutes, and then Bottas scoring straight after to make it 2-0, and then 2 goals in the space of a minute. Bottas actually made it 3-0, and then Bashlashvili, who came back on the field of play after being taken off for ill discipline and Well, they conceded the goal when they were down to only 3 outfield players, but when he came back on, Bashlashvili, he then scored the goal to get them back into it, but ultimately unsuccessful. They tried their hardest, did Georgia, battled till the end. And now they're going to be given their participation medals on the field of play. So the organisers just sorted themselves out, and then we'll have the 2 teams coming forward. So the 2 teams line up. The Romanians victorious, and they finished 9th. Georgia 10th, and now the players will be called forward.
Dieser Blindenfußball-Europameisterschaft First Medal Ceremony now. Wir gratulieren der Mannschaft aus Georgien zu Platz 10 und das ist euer Applaus. Place 10, congratulations, Georgia.
So a polite round of applause for the team from Georgia. They qualified back in April, beating teams like Ireland to get their spots at these championships, and they've been very entertaining to watch. The Georgian coach getting his medal. It's Ilya Kipnashvili. And each player in turn will get their participation medal as well.
Noch einmal der Applaus des Berliner Publikums für Platz 10. Das Team aus Georgien.
So each player in turn getting their participation medals, and we look forward to witnessing Georgia in future tournaments. They've got a very talented side with the likes of Bashlashvili, Marglashvili as well. And they turned up to this tournament with only the 6 players as well. So they've done very well to participate. They've been very entertaining, especially the number 6 Bashlashvili with his famous rainbow flicks. But they finished 10th, and in 9th is the team from Romania. There's the Romanian coach, Sorin Lapadatu. And each player individually gets their medal. There's number 6, Anut Anton. Number 8 is Ajliani Botez. Scored the goals for Romania to win this game, along with Florian Kovakis. That's Cosmin Kalata. Mihaly Nistor, the captain, getting his participation medal. And a big number 3, Alexandru Cucu. Again, I would probably give him man of the match today. He was very good in defence. And Vlad Tofan in goal, who had a really good game as well. Safe handling, and also made some crucial saves. And remember, Romania, they drew 0-0 with France. And France went on to be only a penalty kick away from getting through to the final. That was a really good performance. Good performance today, in a really entertaining game, in the crowd here giving warm applause to the players who now cross over, and they'll shake hands. So Romania, they turn up at this tournament to enjoy themselves. I think they have. They've entertained. They've had a few good results, and they have finished 9th in this IBSA Blind Football European Championships. They applaud the crowd, who applaud back. A number of Romanian fans here, flags on the far side. So that's the first of these 9th place games. There will be a 7th place game next up, and then later on tonight, the 5th place game with added importance. Of course, the winner going through to the World Cup. So the 9th place playoff game, Romania 3, Georgia 1. Let's go back to the studio and Alan March.
Thank you very much. Peter Selby in the commentary box for us here throughout the course of this IBSA Blind Football European Championships 2017. Our first participation medals have indeed been won. 10th position in this competition are Georgia, 9th are Romania. Here's what's left to come today. Italy against Belgium in the 5th place playoff game, and then that in the 7th place playoff game, and then that 5th place playoff game a little bit later on. Very exciting for Germany and Turkey. Either the hosts of this tournament will go to the World Cup next year, or the previous winners of this tournament will go to the World Cup next year. They can't both go. We'll find out later on. For now, that's all.
Unser bekanntestes Angebot, das Blindenmobil. Der einzige kostenlose Mobilitätsservice in Deutschland, der Fahr- und Begleitdienst zugleich ist. Für Behördengänge, Bankgeschäfte und Facharzttermine. Mit vielen tausend Fahrten im Jahr. Die Blindenfreunde. Weil jeder Augenblick zählt. Weitere Informationen und Spendenmöglichkeiten unter www.blindenfreunde.de